What's up, Gunpla modelers? This is Stryderprime bringing you a new edition of Gundam Models. Happy New Year to all my subscribers, my friends, and my family who are watching this video right now. Happy New Year. And we're going to begin the new year with my year in review of all the Gundam model kits that I made this past year. We all know that in 2025, we've already know some announcements that are going to be coming out within the next few months. We're getting a new Gundam series, which is great. We already know we're going to have a new Master Grade in a few months, a new Real Grade, of course, and of course some other kits that Bandai has slowly and surely let people know. Some kits already people have been waiting for since last year, which is the high grade Zgok from the Seed Freedom movie. And who knows what else that they'll announce and we can get our hands on. But right now, let's look back at what I did last year. What kits that I made, I had some new kits, I have some old kits. I had some kits that I just wanted to do regular straight builds, while I just did others that are basically customs. And I wanted to share it with you guys, and you tell me what was your favorite kit that I made last year. All of my kits were favorites, of course. It also, I did a lot of new ideas on current kits and old kits, of course, trying to figure out some things that were interesting to make. Didn't make a lot last year, but I think it was, I try to focus on quality than quantity. I would like to fill my table up with all the, maybe more than 20 or 30 kits in a year, but that's impossible based on, my work habits and whatnot. But let us look at the first Gundam kit that I made in 2024. So the first kit that I started working on in 2024 was this amazing looking kit. And that is, of course, the 1/100 scale Extreme Master Grade Strike Freedom. When they announced the extreme versions of these kits, which was the first one, the Unicorn, was not like big onto it, we were all unicorned up, just so tuckered out by that kit. And seeing it was okay, fine. Let's see what else you can do. But this is the second version of the Extreme line, and I have to admit, it has been like a joy just looking at this. Just looking at it makes me feel so warm inside. I've always been a big fan of the Extreme Strike Freedom kit. The Strike Freedom Gundam from the Seed line, Seed Destiny, that is. It is one of those kits that you have to build at least on. I feel like since I built another kit, I don't always build the same kit. I'm willing to build another one of this if I find the opportunity, whether it's a clear version or that all black version, which they made exclusively for Japan, for China, that is. But this was I loved it. I loved this build. Painting it was great. All the colors came out nice and neat. And a happy mistake happened when I was like painting the armored color. I was using, I think it was something called Diamond Silver, and it gave me that pearl look to it. And pretty much I just realized, oh my god, I actually made the titanium version of this kit, and by accident. And I know titanium kits out there are very, very expensive and hard to come by, but at least I made my version of the Strike Freedom in titanium. So yeah, I did it. I did it. Unless you're a Strike Freedom fan, you really got to get this. Even if you're not a fan, it's still a gorgeous looking kit and worthy of putting it on the display case put it behind glass, put some lighting around it to illuminate the effects, especially all the gold plating that came with it. The gold was a bit hard on me because there was like two to three versions of the gold colors that was going to be exposed through the armor. So I had to like pick and choose what color I was going to use, what gold that would come out on this kit. But yeah, it came out good. I liked it, and I liked the fact that this thing had parts forming hands. It had the manipulator hands, similar to what I just built recently, and I think on the older versions. But this had parts forming hands, so it's great to hold on to the beam rifles, and of course the beam sabers. One of the beam sabers fell off. It's on the shelf, but yeah, I still have it. One of my favorite builds of calendar year 2024, and the first. So the next kit I started working on was the high grade ATM 09ST Scope Dog, or Scoop Dog. I like to say it's Scoop, but I know it's wrong, but it's Scope Dog. This is from the TV anime Armored Troopers Votems. And during, I think this year was a year before it was the 40th anniversary, Bandai decided to produce the Scope Dog as as a high grade kit. It's not 1/44 scale. It's kind of technically what, 1/32nd, maybe 1/48. I don't know. It doesn't. There is no scale on the box or on the listing, but you could probably figure it out. I did pre-shading, a little bit of weathering, and I did a technique that I haven't done in a long time. Did like plate armor, like molded armor type setup on the legs and joint areas to give it more detail and structure. But yeah, this is my first Votems kit. I know there's a bunch of Votem kits out there from, I don't know if it's Hasagawa, but Wave makes the pretty big boys out there, and I've seen a lot of people work on it. So, but at least now I made my version, and Bandai has released weapon sets and customs, and I believe there's a new one coming out or two in the next few months. But I'm good with what I got here. This was like something that I said to myself, okay, I did it. It's built. It's done. Do I want to get into it again? Maybe the new versions that's coming out? I don't know. But still, the technology and the techniques that has been applied to current Bandai kits, whether it's 30-minute missions or Gunpla, for that matter, was pretty easy and simple for this. So you can't go wrong. This is actually a very, very nice looking, and it's around $20, you could say. Maybe you could find it for 30, but it's a good deal. And if you get your hands on the aftermarket, the other parts for it to give it more detail, that's cool enough. There is a P Bandai version of this where you can actually have the pilot. This whole thing can pop up, and then you can see the inside of the pilot. So I didn't get the chance to get it at the time that this was coming out, and as I was trying to see if we can get it from P Bandai. But I'm cool with this build, and it's neat, very neat. Hopefully you guys liked it. With the Seed Freedom movie in full swing, I couldn't pass up on the two new mobile suits that was released. Here is, of course, the Rising Strike Freedom and the Immortal Justice Gundam from the Mobile Suit Gundam Seed Freedom movie that came out last year. This was great. I liked the design and uniqueness to it. Not a big fan of the transformation. Not everybody enjoyed it, and I did my best to do the transformation of this when I finished working on this kit. But I said to myself, okay, it's a novelty, it's a cool idea. Am I going to do it again? No, absolutely not. That will never happen again. We were all expecting to see this in 1/100 scale, even a I'll take a full mechanics version any day of the week. But that one, I think Bandai's going to keep this under wraps until the time comes. I got decals on this. First of all, I did pre-shading, nice little weathering effect to it, lighter tone colors. This one's has a brighter tone, while this one's a more faded tone. Didn't use the stickers that came with the kit. Obviously, it was heavily stickered up, so use that as a reference to do the details of the wings on the Rising Freedom, and of course on the Immortal Justice. I had other third-party stickers that decals that would work well with this. It came out pretty good, very well done. I guess what the disappointment was the fact of the transformation. It didn't appeal to me at all. But still, these are very, very good kits. Very good to the point where it's almost considered, how can I say this, entry grade. Not entry grade like the entry Gundam kits, but it's something for a beginner. So if you've been building like a lot of like easy kits, and you want to go up a notch, this one's a great kit to get. These kits are great to get. Great for customization, great for like trying out something new. That you can get them anywhere, whether it's on HobbyLink's site, or, well, I don't know if HobbyLink has it, or stores like Gundam Planet. They have a ton of this. But I would not pass this up, especially for those who are a fan of the Freedom movies, or just want to like try out some new painting ideas and techniques. But these two was great. Building these was a joy to make, and I was relatively pleased with them. It really is. I have no complaints other than the transformation. These are great high-grade kits. So the next kit I started working on was the 1/72 scale Quedelun Rao. Hopefully I said that right. From the movie version of Macross Do You Remember Love? And this is a big beast of a kit that Hasegawa announced the year before. I had to admit, when I first heard about this, and I go, oh, that's kind of cool, that's neat. Then I saw the scale and size comparison with other kits when they had their Tokyo show and their all model show. I think Tokyo all model, I forget the name of it. Regardless of the case, it's a big kit. It's huge. It's stable. There's a lot of real estate here for painting and detailing and whatever. It's great. I love it. I did the best I could with the pre-shading, which is okay. I kind of messed up with, cleaning it up, because remember, even though this is a beautiful kit, it is a Hasegawa kit, so you really gotta take a lot of time in cleaning it up and cleaning up all the nub marks. I could actually see the leftover nub marks on the forearm, and even though I sanded down the best I possibly could, it wasn't enough. I technically messed up the alignment on the decals. That was more my fault, but still, I was generally impressed with this. It's cheap. It was like 30 something, $38, $39, but clearly when you bring it here to the States, it's going to be a little bit more, about around $50. I don't know if Hasegawa is going to be making another line of this. I know they did the blue version, the Max version. Somebody asked me if I was going to get this. I go, no, I don't care. I'm good. I'm all good. But still, this is a beautiful looking kit. Hasegawa has always knocked it out of the park with their Macross line. And as of this recording, I just find out that the 1/72 Gaug, the Commander Battle Pod, which is basically the predecessor to the Mad Cat from what do you call it? Well, Mech Warrior, has been announced, and it's coming out in March. I've already pre-ordered that. But Hopefully you guys can get your hands on this kit because it's an amazing looking kit. I was very happy with it. It did come with the figure inside if you lift it up, but I said, you know what, I'm not going to lift it up. It looks good as is. And it's beautiful. It's a beautiful kit. It's a great piece of art that you can put on your display. Yeah. So if you see this, even if you get the blue version, get it. Just get it and marvel at how big it is. With less than 2 weeks till Mosquito Con, which was happening at the beginning of April, I was getting my kits ready for the show, and then I said to myself, you know what? I think I can squeeze in another kit during this time frame. And sure enough, I did. This is, of course, the 1/100 scale Master Grade GM cannon from the MSB line. Now, building this was easy because how simple it is. It's from the original GM line, and I built this kit before, not the kit that you're seeing right here, but the GM Sniper Custom, which is basically the GM. And I have to admit, this was one of my favorite builds. So many leftover parts, but so many extra weaponry. There is a bazooka, which I have it put to the side. But the cannon was, looks good, of course, and the detailing of the decals that I put on this, not too much though, just a little bit. I did put in, I used the decals that came with the kit. A little bit of weathering, the pre-shading. I used the same techniques that I did on the Rising Freedom and the Macross kit, but it came out really nice. To tell you the truth, I had more. How can I say this? I had more faith in this build than my other two kits because I said to myself, "This is a winner right here. This is a winner." Obviously, it did not win, but still, it won my heart in a way. It's kind of hard to get one of these unless P Bandai puts it on sale. But if you guys see this on P Bandai's website, don't hesitate to pick it up. There is a all red version of this, and I believe a blue version of it, if I'm not mistaken, which is basically the same kit but a different color. Either whatever color you get, just take your time and enjoy it because it is a nice little grunt, artillery grunt suit, which brought back memories when I was, well, I haven't played in a while, but when I was playing Battle Operations 2, this was my go-to mech to use for long-range artillery. Not as powerful as the other mobile suits in the series, but it was good enough for sniping and hit and run tactics. Excellent kit. I really liked it. For my next build, it was, of course, the high-grade Gelgoog Menace from the Mobile Suit Gundam Seed Freedom movie. Yet, even though this was the Luna Marie Hawk version, which was in the movie, I decided to change it up and paint it into the mass production version of this. And as I was finishing up and preparing it to display, P Bandai announced the P Bandai version of the mass production type version of the Gelgoog Menace. Granted, you also get, I guess, I think you get both missile pods, I guess, or some other weaponry. This one comes with the long-range cannon, and there's the long-range beam rifle that is not part of this kit. I never got a chance to paint it and all that stuff, but I kind of like its overall design. The blue tone colors came out really nice using Titan's Blue 2, I think it is, and painted the eyeball easily. No stickers on this. Just had a lot of stickers, of course, but didn't have to use it because I masked it off and painted it the colors that you guys see here. It is a bit off in a way, kind of messed it up, and I wish they gave you the option to put, unfortunately the missile pod can be placed on this side. You cannot take this one and put it on the other side and vice versa. You can because of the little stabilizer wing. It would have been nice if it gave you an extra option for that, but I guess They were saving that for the P. Bandai version of the mass production version of this kit. Um, but yeah, I liked it. It was really good. Very, very nice. Get this, the Lunamary Harp, or get the P. Bandai version. It's simple. It's easy. It is like a very very easy kit to work with. You don't have to. I don't think I remembered any issues whatsoever other than the painting. Almost similar to the other Seed Freedom kits. It was one of the most pleasant builds I ever had in this line. So don't pass up this kit if you see it. So my next kit was the newest master grade that was released calendar year 2024, and that is of course the 1/100 scale master grade narrative Gundam Seed Pack unit. This was a very, I would have to say, annoying build. Annoying to the point where there was a lot of parts, an insane amount of parts that I was like, not too happy about in one way or another. Because not only you get the non-deactivated parts that makes up the Psychoframe unit parts, you also get the regular clear version, which supposedly, as I'm reading the instructions, can be easily removed and replaced. I'm not doing it. I actually like the deactivated version. I don't care about the activated of the activated version of this. I have them to the side, and I'm holding on to them. But it is a weird gimmicky look to it. I was not too, how can I say, into it in a way. I like the overall design, yes, and building the core fighter. That was no picnic, I have to say. That core fighter had so many moving parts. I had Victory Gundam flashbacks because I remember how delicate those parts were and how, the possibility of it getting damaged as you're transforming it, which quite frankly it got damaged. I knew that okay, fine, it's a fighter, it can be displayed and whatever, and it has a spinal cord to hold up the kit so that we can see it without the fighter. But because the fighter is almost built, it is part of the actual waist of the kit, and it's not like the RX-782 where you have like an armored plating over the fighter. It looks weird without the core fighter. It would have been nice if Bandai would have made like a secondary part that will simulate the core fighter already in its transformation mode and put it in there while you have the fighter to the side as a display piece. But I guess they didn't think about that, and we got this. Not a big fan of the beam rifle. It's like it feels basic, even though this is technically the Jagan beam rifle. You can convert it into the narrative beam rifle. Overall, it is nice. It is a bit gangly because of this, so you got to be very, very, very careful with this kit, with the actual positioning, all that stuff. But other than that, it is nice. It's very beautiful. It's a bit weird on the arms though, because of the fact that you don't have no armored plating around the biceps. That's what's kind of like throwing me off a bit. Feels like this Gundam needs a sandwich, But it is a very, very attractive looking kit. It is a Katoki version, so my hat's off to Bandai to releasing a very unique and different looking mobile suit kit for 2024. Something that we were not all expecting. We were expecting something like a G Self or maybe the Rising Freedom, but we'll take this for now. Very nice. So the year before, I had a theme. I did the Summer of Freedom. This year, 2024, I did the Summer of Zeta. And since I had a lot of Zeta kits, I said, okay, we're going to do this. So I began my first Zeta build with the original OG 144 scale Zeta Gundam. This is a classic among classic kits. It is by far one of my best builds because, one, this was the first Gundam kit that I purchased back in 1980, I believe 6 or 7, when I started to discover the Gundam line of kits out there, or Japanese model kits for that matter. And I got this and I built it and I enjoyed it. Obviously, I built it without painting it. I didn't know, where to go or how to, airbrush it or things like that. But I built it and I really, really liked it. I really did. Now, I've been meaning to get a kit like this for a long time. And fortunately, my good friends at Wise Guys Hobbies, who I came over one day and personally saw their warehouse, and almost had a heart attack seeing that. Especially since I did talk about this a year before, about Wise Guys Hobbies history. But still, I was able to get my hands on the original high grade, and I said to myself, you know what? I'm going to do it justice. I'm going to paint it up the way it is, how it's supposed to be. Right, there is some imperfections and quality issues. This was back in 1985 or 4, I think it was, when this was released. It didn't have the same engineering quality that we all are accustomed to with today's kits these days. So I did the best I could to, update it and modernize it a bit, put on some extra parts, put some little fins here on the chest, kind of similar to that's on the master grade and on the real grade version. Tighten up a few things, filled in some gaps. Yeah, this was like going back in time, seeing this kit for the first time, building it the way I wanted it to. It is a classic among the classics. It is the kit that started my building career as a whole, and I loved it. And redoing it again brought back a lot of memories and satisfaction, a lot of satisfaction. So unless you're a purist, and you want to go back in time and build, go to Wise Guys Hobbies and get this, or go on eBay. They usually post this on their channel, and build this classic kit. Obviously, you're going to have maybe some problems, but I think now we are skilled enough to go past those problems and make this kit better than what it used to be. I have no complaints that I did this, and I was very, very happy. I was in the summer was very, very depressing for me, and building this kind of like brought my spirits back up and gave me a whole new insight in my as a skill, as a builder. And hopefully you guys get a chance to build a kit that you probably haven't built in a long time and you want to do it better. So I challenge you guys to be better than what you are before. So my next kit was the high grade Zeta Gundam 3, a P Bandai kit that I purchased a while back. I kind of like the color scheme, the purplish and gray color scheme with a little bit of white here and there. And I kind of made a goof on the legs, which, as you can see, the legs are a bit off. It's more my stupidity. I did like it in its Wave Rider mode, because unlike the original did not have the ability to go into Wave Rider mode unless you bought a specific kit. This one through parts forming capabilities, you can turn it into Wave Rider mode. And I kind of like that Wave Rider look to it, which was nice, especially with this massive hyper mega cannon weaponry that comes with it. For painting, obviously it had decals to allow you to put on the shield, on the chest area, on the skirt, and I think also here, but I could be wrong. I don't remember it. What I did was I just used regular masking tape, and I made my own type of design features like that you could see here. Put a nice little Amuro A there. Didn't come out the best it came out with, and I kind of, like I said, I kind of messed up with the legs. I kind of screwed up on something which it doesn't stand up pretty well. Regardless, I said, all right, let's finish it up, get it done. It's not going to win any awards, but it is a nice looking kit. And do you want to buy this do you want to buy the Armory, the P Bandai version? Not really, because in all due fairness, it's all the same. It's the same kit, but a different color. So if you bought the original high grade version, even the remastered version of the Zeta Gundam, you're gonna still get the same parts that that this kit has. So yeah, it is what it is. Didn't think about it at the time. I built it the way I want it, and it's done. It's very nice, If I have to build it again, I'll probably leave it in Wave Rider mode, since it looks more presentable than what you see here. That's the one thing that I was never a bit fond of the Zeta. The Zeta's design is a bit kind of angular and a little off to one aspect, because I guess to do transformation on a kit can be a bit of a chore, and I did go through a little bit of a rant saying, why do we need transforming Gundam model kits? It's an argument that goes either one way or the other. Regardless, Zeta Gundam 3 was done, and that was the third kit of the Summer of Zeta. And of course, the last kit for the Summer of Zeta had to be this, the Master Grade Zeta Gundam version Katoki. This is the third Zeta kit, Master Grade, that has been released. Obviously, we have the original OG Master Grade version, which, quite frankly, a lot of people did say in the past it had its issues. When the 2.0 came out, it corrected a lot of things. However, why did it make a version Katoki? It beats me. I've seen the original Master Grade version, the 2.0, and it looks good. But, when they released this, obviously they released it in the fact that, maybe they wanted to correct it or something, or make it a little bit better. It is a sturdy kit. When I was doing the transformation, however, I was very, very, very nervous. This is not a parts forming kit. This one will fully transform into Wave Rider mode. And I did it. Nothing broke. Nothing snapped. Nothing got lost or missing. But I was not content with it. Not that I didn't think it was good, just didn't think it was necessary. Yes, the Zeta is famous for its transformation capabilities. Yes, we all know that. It has some amazing looking detail for its scale. But unless you are going to keep it in the Wave Rider mode, you have to make that choice. Do you want to keep it in Wave Rider mode, or do you want to keep it in robot mode? Because obviously the robot mode is far better than the Wave Rider mode. Okay, yes, it is. The Wave Rider mode looks good, it looks really good, but I'd rather stick with this because its overall presence and appearance and its bulk and its, it has a unique flair to it that, yeah, I am digging seeing this. I made a little bit of a mistake with the shading on the blue. I did pre-shading on the white all over the place, which you could see. Barely see it though. It's almost a little lighter in tone. Even though I could have put the beam rifle in its hand, I kind of like it this way because, you know, it's nice big meaty fists. Looks a lot better this way than putting the beam rifle on. Yeah. Yeah, and then I did the pre-shading on the black parts, which came out really nice. Very, very nice. I was impressed with that. That came out good. No issues I see here. And I don't know. What do you guys think? Do you think I made a good job on the Zeta? The Zeta Master Grade is by far an elegant looking mobile suit. Very nice. That concludes my Summer of Zeta build for 2024. So at this point, I announced my contest for calendar year 2024, and that was the Witch Custom Contest, which anybody could join at the time, and all they had to do was get a Witch of Mercury kit and customize it. And so I could show an example of what to do, you know, where to go, how, you know, what to do with your kit. I took the Gunpla high grade kit from the Witch of Mercury line and I converted it into this custom Gunpla assault unit type thing, which I used a lot of parts from various kits. Some of them were like parts that I've already, you know, used. Some styrene sheets. I had leftover parts from other Gundam kits, which I did put on, and 30-minute mission kits. I had resin parts that I put on the shield, made it into like an eye field shield like thing. And I did a custom assault rifle because I liked the beam pistol was not bad, but I said, you know what, I'm going to do an assault rifle version of this, and that came out really nice, as you could see here. Then I gave it a brown and green, you know, motif type thing with some detail, with some metallic parts here and there. Detailed the shield. The shield came out really nice. Didn't do nothing on the head. I left it alone because I thought it was nice. And also experimented with raising the height on this kit by maybe a millimeter or two. Something that I wanted to try out for quite some time to see if I can do it. I was trying to see if I could do the same thing with the legs, but didn't feel that it can work for me at that time. The Gunpla is a great blank canvas kit. It's very cheap to get. Maybe you can get it for like around $10. And you can think of some other great techniques and ideas to work with, you know. Great for dioramas, great for, you know, building a kit for the first time, testing out new painting ideas, or customizing it, as you could see here. But even though I was not going to be competing on my own contest, this serves as a perfect example of what you can do with a Witch of Mercury kit if you put your heart and mind into it. I didn't want the year to go by without me doing a custom kit. I did a custom kit the year before, and as you can see, I did another one right now. So this will definitely be going to the table on you know, at MosquitoCon. I just need to put a little more decals on it to finish it up, and she'll be good to go. So at this time, during the time I was building the Gunpla, I was able to get my hands on a Armored Core kit, courtesy of Gundam Planet and Bandai. We were all waiting for this to come out, and the year before, I turned my Zowart into an Armored Core kit, or mech, similar to the new Armored Core game that came out, Fires of Rubicon. And of course, at that time, Bandai had said that through the same people that did the 30-minute mission kits, they're going to be making their version. And so I said, all right, let me get my hands on one of these, and I did. And I have to admit, it is insanely detailed. very, very, very detailed on this kit. Certain, I bought the weapon part sets for this, but turns out that those weapons were not only for this kit, but it was for the other 30-minute mission kit, which hadn't come out yet. And I was gonna get it, but I said, you know what, I'm done. I'm good with what I just got and built, and it looks really nice. And at the same time, I was able to detail it up using using metallic markers that was sent to me by Gallery, and was able to get a lot more detail on it. It looks really nice. I was very impressed with this. Yeah, it is good. At least I didn't have to, get my hands destroyed on a Kotobukiya kit. Because I've been hearing a lot of people saying that if you build an armor core kit from Kotobukiya, be ready to almost break your fingers, because those parts are nice and strong and tough. This one's not bad, There's I don't see any reasons to modify it, because this kit is a modifiable kit in itself, with other parts that you will get from other from other 30-minute other armored core kits from Bandai. Already two others has come out, and we're going to be seeing another 2 or 3 more coming out in the next few months. So there's one that's like a 4-legged version that's coming out, which I want to get my hands on, and there's like the standard version of the armored core kit coming out, I believe, in March. But this was very, very, very nice. I was surprised. Very surprised, and detailing up was good. Didn't want to keep it the same color. I said, you know what, I gotta bring out more of this, give it my own custom color look to it. At one point I was actually thinking of doing Ava Unit 1 colors. That would have been nice, but I said no, this is good enough. And honestly, a lot of people have been watching, since I have an account on Instagram. My pictures of this just blew up. A lot of people are starting to like it. So, if you guys want to see a closer look of this, just go to my Instagram page and you'll see more detailed photographs of this very, very nice looking kit. And by the way, it's called the Steel Haze. I wouldn't even try to call it the real name of it, but there it is. It's done. Of course, the last kit was this big, big boy. The Master Raid Senanju narrative version Katoki. The second narrative kit that I built in my entire life. The third Senanju kit that Bandai has released. Everybody knows that I built the Senanju way back in 2013, and I used it for GBWC, and I won New York. The New York show back in that time. But I learned some hard lessons back then and used my skills as a model builder to make it even better. And this is by far, I would say, the best Master Grade kit that Bandai has released this year. Okay, Narrative Gundam C-Pack, not bad. Worthy effort. But I guess Bandai said to themselves, you know what, we're going to take one of our classic kits, or one of the kits that we built a few years ago, and make it even better. Eliminating the ability to do a reverse wash on the collar and the sleeves is a has relieved a lot of stress from a lot of people who's probably taken a ton of time just going through that motions of doing that. There is some issues with that, with the sleeve. Obviously, you really need to close it up and seal it up if you want to be nice and flush, but still, it looks good. It does look good. And I'm not a big fan of the brown inner frame, but using the metallic kappa color, which is like a dark bronze look to it, sells it right there. Using all the tools and all the paints that I have in my disposal, I did the pre-shading that you see here on not only on the gray parts but on the blue parts, and on the darker blue parts. Didn't have to do it for these parts. I thought that would be a lot easier. It clashed pretty well. Yeah, this was amazing. Simply amazing. I started losing some parts or misplacing it, and then I find it, and then I lose it, and I go, wait, stop doing that, Strider. But I was able to recover them. I was able to repaint them, and there it is. There it is. I am so happy to rebuild the Stein again. And even though it's not the same color palette that I did for the 2013 version, this, however, makes up for it in all the skills that I've learned. I'll say this though, when I built the Stein in 2013, I got a nice little hard talk from Xavier, if anybody who knows who that is. And he explained to me a thing or two about model building. At the time, maybe my ego got a little ahead of me, but he put me down to earth, and he explained to me a few things that I took it to heart. And every year I try to be better at my skills as a model builder. And hopefully you guys can see that here in this build. I haven't done any photo ops yet with this guy, but I will soon and share it with everyone. I hope you guys enjoyed this, because it will be ready and able for MosquitoCon 2025. But this was the last build for 2024. Well, here it is. All my completed model kits that I did in this calendar year of 2024. I did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Santa doesn't count. All the kits that I worked on, painted, detailed, customized, tried out something new, tried out something old, and worked on some big boys here, including some very, very unique kits that you see here. Far less than I think what I used to make. I think I used to make around 15 or 16. I don't think I would have to look at how many I made in calendar year 2023. But like I said before, it's not the quantity of kits you make, it's the quality of work you put into. I'm not here to make, every kit under the sun in record time. Yet for whatever reason, it always feels like I'm in a race to finish what I got. And of course now, we're now in the new year of 2025. I'll be working on some newer kits that I would like to get it done for, some events that's coming up soon. And for personal reasons. Things that I like to do and try. But these are the kits that I enjoyed working on, building. I don't think I had any disappointment whatsoever. I made mistakes, but those are my mistakes. Mistakes that hopefully you guys don't make when you make your kits, whether they are these or any other kits that I haven't even worked on yet. Which one of these kits was your favorite? Comment below, share. Discuss this amongst everyone. And hopefully you enjoyed what I did for calendar year 2024. Let's see what would happen for 2025. And hopefully this is going to be a good year for you, for me, for everybody. With that being said, I'd like to thank you guys all for watching. Now, what can I say but stay tuned for more Gundam models yet to come. You guys all have a great day.